Hi everybody, Alex Deployer from Expert Forex, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I trade 400 Forex robots at the same time. Now the first question you would say is, why would you need to trade 400 robots at the same time? And there's a couple of reasons that I'll show you. Backtesting and optimization has limitations, so it's a good guide to show you what worked in the past, but it doesn't guarantee that those settings will work into the future. So forward testing of EAs is a lot better, more secure. You can see what's going on. So those are so to get around the optimization limitations, I like forward testing. And forward testing also allows you to understand the EA much better, because you're physically putting the settings in, you're looking at the results, and you think, oh, well, how can I change the settings to make the results better, and that type of thing. So you start learning the EA a lot better. And it's also more real because you're subjected to the variations in the market, like the spreads can spike tremendously, and there's all kinds of things that can happen in the live market that you don't see when you back trading. And then there are some EAs that just cannot be back tested. We've got an EA called the Dream Machine. It trades 28 currencies at the same time. It cannot be back tested on the MT4 platform. We have built a special version for the MT5 platform, and we cannot back trade it on there, purely because of the resource requirement to load 28 currencies history into the testing platform. It bombs out all the time, so we can't even test that. And on the whole, forward testing will always provide you with more confidence. So earlier this year we ran a $30,000 trading competition for our clients. They traded all the EAs that we market, and they were all found to be profitable. Problem is, the settings that you use in a competition like this are not the type of settings you would use to trade the same EA over a period of, let's say, a year or so. So there was limited advantages of running this competition to get settings. And while we're on the slide, the 80% off all of these EA offer is still on. So use this link, it'll take you to this page, and click on the 80% off, and you will be able to have a look at that 80% offer. It is still available. Okay, so now let's have a look at what it takes to trade 400 EAs at the same time. So obviously the first thing is memory management. Your computer has to have quite a bit of memory in it, and in fact when you're trading 400 EAs, one computer is definitely not enough, and I'll show you a little bit more information about that. So I'm using 3 servers, and they're not rocket science servers. They are off-the-shelf, 16 RAM, good CPU servers that I'm using. They don't even have special cooling facilities. They are just unique servers. Also, you have to look at CPU management. In fact, CPU management is most probably more important than memory management. CPU is how hard the computer works, and the CPU can get very hot if it's working too hard. So the CPU management is quite important. And then there are hardware factors, like, as I said, the heat is a factor. You need to keep your servers well air conditioned, and just having them in a normal room is fine, but you need to be monitoring the heat of your servers. And then MetaTrader has lots of limitations. For instance, you cannot have more than 32 platforms on one server, no matter how powerful that particular server is. So there are some technical aspects to trading so many EAs at the same time on so many platforms. But there are some memory tricks that you need to be aware of if you are going to do this kind of thing. Firstly, you go to your options on your MT4 platform and you reduce this down to 4,000. If you go there now, you'll see 500,000. It means there's a huge amount of information that gets stored on your computer unnecessarily. So we firstly get rid of anything that we don't need to store on our computer, and that's a particular big saving. The other thing is you reduce your number of symbols to the bare minimum. Only the ones that you're actually testing at the time need to be loaded. Otherwise, the MT4 will be loading all those unnecessary and updating all of those unnecessary currencies on a tick basis, on a continuous basis. So get rid of all of the currencies that you don't use. You just go to your market watch. You can see there, you can go to symbols, or you can hide all, and you can just reduce your number of currencies down to the bare minimum. So those are all ways of reducing memory and CPU trade. There are a few others, but those are the main ones. Then also, from a monitoring point of view, you can use your task manager and just have a look at how much CPU is being used and how much memory is being used, and just control it at a high level using the task manager. I have specialized software that actually looks at my whole computer in a lot of detail, and one of the things it does do, it looks at my CPU and the temperatures of the CPU and how hard the CPUs are working. So when those temperatures go too high, it gets dangerous, and you should slow things down, reduce the amount of workload on your computer. But this is quite a healthy computer, as you can see. But having those specialized monitoring software does help you monitor the health of your computer. So how have I done 400 EAs at the same time? So I'm using 3 computers. The one is what I call my new desktop, which is in my office. The other one's it's a Dell desktop that's at the top of my office. I've got another office at the top, and then I've got a new desktop which also is in my top office, my trading office. So firstly, I'm using 3 servers, and you can see here is the list of platforms, MT4 platforms that I have open on those particular servers. So I've got roughly 20, an average of 20 on each server, and I have a number of EAs running at the same time, because if you're trading a particular currency, you need to run that EA on that particular currency's chart. So for instance, here for the RSI envelope, I'm testing 8 currencies, but I'm testing 6 sets of settings. So if you multiply that out, I'm actually running 48 EAs on that particular platform. On this one, I'm only running 6 on the GTM and so on, and the double a day limited testing on that 12. And the Dream Machine, you can see, although I'm testing a lot of currencies, I'm only using 6 EAs. And then some are quite heavy. The Make Money, 8 currencies, 6, 48, and so on. And then the lesser ones, we do a little bit less testing. You can see we're also testing the Candle Trader, the one that traded $1 million to $1 million. We're still going to get that one right too. So anyway, so here are the 400 EAs that I'm trading right now, and I'm using 62 platforms on 3 servers. Now all of this is hard work. You literally have to add the settings into every single EA. So I'm loading settings into 400 EAs. Mary is helping me quite considerably with this, but it's not a small job at all. And then what you do is you set up monitoring accounts. We set up portfolios on FX Blue, and we can, for instance, here's the GTM. We can actually see the 6 platforms that we're using. There are the 6 platforms. We can see how they're doing. Most of them are nicely profitable. 2 of them are negative at this stage. So we can control the results from these portfolios, and then if we want to have a look at that particular one, we just click there and it will take us to that account, and we can look at that one in a little bit more detail about what's going on there. So portfolios make it a lot easier to monitor these 400 EAs. Also, we have an EA management system which will tell us which EAs are working and which ones are not working. So again, we don't have to open every single chart. We can just look at our management system to see whether the EA is working or not. If you don't have that software, which is not readily available, you need to actually over a weekend or so, just open every chart, make sure that the EA is healthy and is trading properly. So that's, again, a very big job. Okay, so all of this is already happening. If you go to our Forex Trading Setups forum, you will, under our paid subscribers, now I must stress, this is a paid service. This is a lot of work, and therefore only paid subscribers can get into. We are not at the moment taking on any new paid subscribers. So unfortunately at this stage, you cannot join, but the existing ones can enjoy this service, and we will open it up in about a month's time to new subscribers to use the service. And it might be a good thing, because then it will be more mature and all that. But there are all our EAs. There's 15 EAs that we are monitoring at the moment, and you can just go and existing users just go and click on those links to find. They're not all active at the moment. We are still loading the settings on. It's a huge job. 400 EAs have to all get settings, unique settings. So it is a huge job that is going on at the moment. I am also going on holiday, my summer European holiday soon, and I will not be able to maintain this extensively. But I am also doing quite a bit of training in South Africa and also in the UK. I've got some trading groups that we're doing a 3-day intensive Forex trading sessions there. So it's going to be quite a nice time, but I'm going to be away for a few weeks. So if you look at, for instance, the Dream Machine has got a couple of settings. You can go and have a look at them: the aggressive, balanced, conservative. We've got it on a 4-hour. We've also got them running on the 1-hour time frames. And here is the important thing. We want, on this forum, we want clients to participate. So don't only look at our settings, create your own settings, do exactly what we're doing, create a monitoring account and link the monitoring account into the forum. Now, the advantages of that is that if you are a paying member of the forum, we will refund you your monthly fee, which is $36. It's not a fortune. We will refund that to you because you have become a participating forum member. And that's quite nice. So that's why we have also client monitoring accounts. Clients can add their monitoring accounts to this setup, and other forum members can have a look at all the settings that we're using and the results that we are achieving. Now, I hope I've given you some ideas on how you could trade huge amounts of Forex robots all at the same time in a portfolio of your own robots, or to test any robots that you might have purchased. For instance, our licensing allows you to use an EA as many times as you like, as long as you don't use it on more than 2 computers. So you could almost do what I'm doing here within our licensing system. Just a reminder that we still have our 80% sale. Don't miss that sale. 80% is a huge discount off our EAs. And you will be getting the added advantage of being able to have a look at monitoring accounts to be guides to the type of settings that you could be using for your EAs. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.